911, what's the address of your emergency?
Can I get a police officer to my house, please?
What's the address?
My husband is actually a police officer, and he's assaulting me.
Your husband has assaulted you?
Officer Norman is my husband, and he's assaulting me right now, so I need someone to come out here.
Hey, Officer Norman, it's your best friend. I just wanted to let you know that I love you and I miss you and I'm praying for you. But a little update of what's been going on with me. I haven't been to the hospital since April, and I have my days where I can't get out of bed, but like nothing to the point where I gotta go back to the hospital. But I started back dancing and I made co-captain of my dance team. So I got that, and then I have my homecoming parade coming up, so I'm going to be performing and I'm going to be leading some of the dances because I am co-captain. And then I think that's it. But I love you and I miss you and I can't wait to see you, and I know that you're trying to come down here in February, but we have a surprise coming for you because February is too long, so stay tuned for that. Love you. Bye.
It's shopping. So I'm here loading stuff up in my truck. I got to get ready. I got to shave and all that good stuff. And the angel shows up. And he doesn't even realize the impact that's going to have on me. It's going to help me. Look, he just got his arm on my shoulder. Davy's an angel. I don't care what you say.
Growing up, my dad once told me, you could do a million things right. The moment you do wrong, that's what you're going to be known for.
Right.
For the moment. For the most part, all the good you did just went out the window. And the same that applied for a well-known officer out of Little Rock, Arkansas, who we'll later discuss. A man who seemed to be forced to retire in the last 24 hours after almost 3 decades on the police force. Most known for his contributions to the community that was broadcast online. The same community he vowed to serve and protect, not to mention a place where he grew up. Some would say while on duty as an officer, he was the prototype on what an officer should be. His relationship with his community was unmatched in an environment where most of the residents were often African American. And of course, with him being non-African American, that made the mass majority of the world gravitate to his content. In the process, this man, who we'll later discuss, had gained millions of views.
Oh, so he a public figure officer. This ain't just no random officer, guys. This is a known officer.
And followers across the world. And very early on, he was considered a local star, who some considered a real neighborhood hero.
You didn't hear me say nothing. What you say? I didn't say nothing.
You didn't say anything?
Sitting on the porch.
Sitting on the porch. You like sitting on the porch, don't you?
Yeah.
One of your favorite spots.
Look at them guys, though.
Huh? Looking at the guy?
Look at you.
Looking at who?
You. Uh-oh.
It's hot, though. That's the only thing about sitting on the porch. But at least y'all do have some shade on the front porch.
You got shade back there, too.
You got shade in the back?
Yeah.
Arthur Lee, what you got going on?
Nothing, man.
Huh?
Nothing,
We
man.
say, Larry, how are you? Aaron, how are you? It'll be a long way to head back to the barbershop.
Again.
Huh?
Again.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
How I go with y'all again?
Yeah, you can go.
I'm going with y'all this time. I got to go.
It's okay for maybe another couple of weeks, but in a couple of weeks, we're going to have to go, and we'll take Anthony with us, and we'll go to the barbershop. How about that?
Yeah, we'll take him. Got some smack on there. I'm hungry.
You hungry?
That's all you do is eat.
That's his middle name. His middle name needs to be Hungry.
Hold it.
Aaron Hungry Woods.
I heard that.
You heard that?
Let me hound dog.
Aaron Hungry Woods.
Ain't nothing but a hound. He told you, man. Ain't nothing but a hound.
Aaron Hungry Woods.
I heard that.
Tina Smooth Operator.
I know you gonna say that.
Tina's a smooth operator. Just like her brother Arthur Lee. And Chatty Larry. Chatty Larry. Chatty Larry. I'll tell you what, I sure wish Tina would dance. It's too hot to dance.
Yeah, too hot now.
Tina don't even know how to dance.
I know how to dance. I can dance some.
You know you could dance. You could
I
dance.
sure can.
You could dance a lot. Dance better than me.
Tell you that.
As you can see, this wasn't a guy who just served his community.
Right.
This was a guy who knew his community, developed a relationship with his community. But recently, the same officer has been in the news for all the wrong reasons. What seemed like a model cop for so many years was made an example by his own force that he worked for almost 3 decades. And with social media being the very reason you became a local celebrity, it became the very tool to help tear you down, or at least try to. Magnify your alleged flaws and put your family info up for the world to judge. Which leads us to why we're here today. So in this story, we'll go over the life of a man who never dreamed of being a cop growing up to becoming a cop what people reference to as a good/great cop, until a recent altercation with his wife was publicized, which led to more allegations for the world to judge. An altercation with his wife that led to a 911 call that will have a trickle-down effect after a night of drinking, in which some say was provoked or ultimately used against them as leverage. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said,
follow
make sure
Philly
you
TV.
like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Born on August 22nd, 1972 in North Little Rock, Arkansas, was Tommy Norman, a young kid who had a nickname growing up as Bubba.
Mama said be here, we'd all be in trouble. Yeah.
Just like the old days,
My childhood name was Bubba.
Officer Tommy Norman and his siblings sit under one roof.
Tommy's words, he's 1,000% mama's boy.
A lot of stories were told.
You're bringing up a lot of memories that I actually forgot about.
And aside from the sibling bickering, they spoke on their love for giving.
Every one of them make a difference in people's lives because of my mom's legacy, because of the way my mom raised us.
The Norman family shared how their mother, Modena Mills, instilled in them to make others smile even when you don't feel like smiling.
This room wouldn't be full of love if it wasn't for our mom.
By the early 1990s, Tommy worked at a local hospital, and with disabled youth, he learned empathy, service, and the importance of community support. But by 1998, Tommy would make a career change as a patrol officer for the North Little Rock Police Department. And because of his past employment history, he began building strong relationships in underdeserved neighborhoods. And during the 2000s, Officer Tommy became known locally for community-oriented policing. He started using his patrol car to deliver snacks, clothes, toys, and supplies to kids and families. He focused on connecting with youth, seniors, and struggling families, instead of just enforcing the law. And in May of 2014, Officer Tommy would go to a local Walgreens in North Little Rock, and there, the police would meet a woman who he would later marry. They were in the same aisle. She was identified as Rosalind Nicole. They never had met before. She mentioned she had a kid. Officer Tommy mentioned that he had 3, who we'll later discuss. She was aware of his social media content. At that point, as mentioned, he was a local celebrity. She spoke kind to him, and they exchanged numbers, and the rest was history. 3 years later, in 2017, Officer Norman had decided to propose.
You're beautiful inside and you're beautiful out. And I just want to thank you so much for allowing me in your life. Rosalind and Riley allowed me in your life. And I didn't bring a gift to wrap. Hold on. But I want to ask the love of my life if she will marry me. Yes?
I want to see my ring, Riley.
The Arkansas couple tied the knot 2 years later in 2019. In 2025, 6 years later, they did a news press where it seemed things were still going strong for the couple.
To have and to hold, for better or for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, until death do us part. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is still Norman's Neighborhood, but this is a segment that maybe wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the woman who made these vows with Officer Tommy Norman. Fellas, we know that behind every great man is an even greater woman.
I want to ask the love of my life if she will marry me.
Together for 12 years, Officer Tommy Norman and his wife Rosalind.
He was always really sweet and respectful to me.
The two met before Officer Norman's platform and reach extended across the world.
I think the community should probably be more grateful for this woman right here.
For Norman, community involvement means everything. It's a part of him that Rosalind accepted.
She's been there not just to witness that, but be a part of that. She'd be right there with me, visiting people in hospitals, nursing homes, sick people.
I kind of do find myself also falling in love with the community, especially the kids.
Putting others first, day in and day out, can eventually get a bit overwhelming.
You have to rest, and I make sure to let you know that.
That's where having that special someone in your corner comes in handy.
Not every woman that could have came into my life would have been as accepting.
Norman says without the support from his wife, there is no way he would be able to be his best self for those that need him.
Without a
Alright, y'all, they got a whole documentary about this. Like, every step of this dude's life till now has been documented.
In the last 12 years, there probably wouldn't be the Officer Norman that the world has seen and the world has benefited from.
Don't embarrass me!
On July the 6th, they will be celebrating 6 years of marriage. Every week, I'll show you yet another example of what community policing is all about with Officer Tommy Norman.
Now, the reason you didn't see Officer Tommy kids around, because at that point, they were older. As mentioned, he had 3, but in 1999, he lost his daughter to unknown circumstances. And only months after that news segment had released on one of the internet's favorite couple, September 14, 2025, North Little Rock police would get a call from Norman's wife while at their home.
Wait, how long has it been until that happened?
And only months after that news segment had released on
one of
the internet's favorite
or
couple,
months.
September 14, 2025, North Little Rock police would get a call from Norman's wife while at their home. She asked for police to come, insinuating that Officer Norman had put his hands on his wife. But people was quick to point out how calm she was.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Can I get a police officer to my house, please?
What's the address?
My husband is actually a police officer, and he's assaulting me.
Your husband has assaulted you?
Officer Norman is my husband, and he's assaulting me right now, so I need someone to come out here. I want him to leave.
Would you like an ambulance?
No, I don't need an ambulance. I just want a police officer to come to leave.
Okay, and what's your name? Okay, we'll have someone come out.
Thank you.
Emergency.
Hey, I was just calling to see if there was an officer coming to my house.
What's the address? Yes, ma'am, we have the call in.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's it. When officers arrived at their home, the couple was out front. Officer Norman was sitting on a chair on top of the porch, and his wife was outside at the bottom of the porch. Officers then proceeded to take Mr. Norman's wife inside to take a statement. He mentioned she clearly wasn't stressed, crying, and upset. Officers quickly observed redness and scratch marks on her chest that were visible above her right breast, indicating a struggle that had recently ensued. During the conversation, the wife stated that she wanted him to leave, because if he didn't leave, she was in fear that he would hurt her. Sergeant Lynn then asked the wife if Officer Norman put his hands on her. At that moment, Officer Norman's wife became hysterical, covered her injury, and turned away from the officers. After a short while, she stated, no. However, due to the circumstances surrounding the incident, it was clear that a physical altercation had taken place. The officer then asked her exactly how did he do it, in which she quoted, backhand. Tight motion demonstrated on how she was attacked, and according to officers, that motion was consistent with the injury that was observed on her chest. And then officer stepped out to speak with Officer Norman. And all this allegedly started because his stepson needed a ride from the movies, in which he already took care of before having one too many drinks, according to Officer Norman. Officer Norman mentioned that he allowed his stepson to go to a movie with some friends, and he was supposed to have a ride back home already set up. He mentioned he was in the house, watching TV and drinking himself. He said he later took something to help him sleep because he had work in the morning, 9/14/2025. He said something occurred at the movie and their stepson no longer had a ride to get home. He stated that he and his wife got into a vid to go pick up their son. While headed to the movie theater, an argument ensued over recent allegations of infidelity. He stated that his wife began to hit him while he was driving, and he had struck her back in self-defense. Officer Norman had no injuries on him. Officers say they did observe bruising on his right forearm, and that he stated it was from the blood thinners he was taking. The officers attempted to speak to the son, but he didn't want to provide a statement. After the officers talked to one another, they decided to arrest Officer Norman for domestic battery. And for the very first time, he was now booked in the same place he worked for almost 3 decades, North Little Rock Police Department. And from that very moment, things would start to escalate online. Officer Norman would start to get hate and love. Some people would come out with allegations, and some people would still choose to support him. He was quickly released on a $300 bond. That didn't stop the internet from going crazy. And during that time, Officer Tommy alleged sexual misconduct allegations had surfaced online, at least the ones that was allegedly reported to his local police department. The allegations took place between 2015 and 2024. The first victim was Ayanna Speeds. She provided a recorded statement alleging Officer Norman solicited sex for money and used his badge to manipulate vulnerable individuals. She came forward after Norman falsely claimed she had warrants. Another incident took place allegedly in 2015. Chief Davis Mimos. A third-hand report from an attorney described Norman's alleged sexual involvement with teenage black girls, and one of them whom cried during the conversation. The matter was referred to the FBI, but no internal investigation followed. The next allegation would come in 2018. Julia White, Jessica, and Lisa Love. Multiple women reported that donations sent to Norman for vulnerable individuals were never received. They described a pattern of emotional manipulation, financial incapacity, and public shaming, all under the guise of community policing. The next incident came in April 2024. A formal complaint was filed against Officer Tommy Norman by Ariane Young, a black woman from North Little Rock. Young alleged that Officer Norman provided financial support to her girlfriend, Ebony Luckley, in exchange for sexual favors while off duty. She further claimed that Norman attempted to interfere in their relationship out of jealousy, falsely told her she had outstanding warrant, and used his presence to intimidate her at her workplace. Social media quickly found the individual and asked her under a recent post did she make a claim, in which she responded, "Mind your business, ho." And just 1 week after he was arrested, with all the allegations surfacing online, North Little Rock Police Department had no choice but to come to an agreement with Officer Norman and letting him retire early.
Hey everybody, today is September 22nd, 2025. It's about 3 p.m. Central Time. I'm parked here in the old parking lot of the old police building here on West Pershing in North Little Rock. This is where I began my career 27 years ago. Never thought that I would be a police officer. Never even thought I had what it took to go out here and protect the community, to serve the community. And it happened. It happened June 15th of 1998. One of the main reasons that I wanted to become a police officer was to give back to my community. And I knew that police officers had such an opportunity to go out and make a difference, to get out of their police cars, to talk to people, to get to know people. And that's always worked for me. Today's a difficult day for me. After 27 years, announcing my retirement from the North Little Rock Police Department, I feel like that I did not let the community down. I feel like that I did my part. I also feel that the badge did not instill love into me. I instilled love into the badge.
Right.
I didn't always do it right. I made my mistakes, owned up to those mistakes. After what's transpired the last week in my personal life, I feel like that it's time for me to leave law enforcement and to serve my community in a different capacity. This is a very difficult decision. It's a decision that I made on my own. I'll have some restless nights. It's going to be different, not waking up every morning, putting on my police uniform, getting in that police car, hearing that police radio, I'm going to miss the camaraderie from my fellow brothers and sisters in blue. But I have comfort in knowing that today I hang up the uniform.
Hey, chat. One thing I just can't get over, bro. This nigga bottom teeth, bro. That shit fucked up. I just keep staring at it like, bro, why the fuck your shit look like that? I just can't stop but to notice that shit.
But I don't hang up my heart. So I'm looking forward to going out now and proving to myself. I've said the last several years, you don't have to be a police officer to make a difference in the community. Now, I get to go out and prove to myself and prove to other people that, hey, no more uniform, no more badge, no more police car. I want to go out and see what I can do before June 15th of 1998. Before that, I was giving back as a young adult, as a kid. So the last 27 years, I grew up. The police department helped raise me. I was raised at the police department. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I have no regrets. The North Rock Police Department gave me many opportunities to flourish, to go out and really be the best that I could be. To any other police officers out there, whether you just started your career or you're furthering your career,
right,
regardless of what anybody else says, go out and meet people where they are. Get off the main street. Go out and meet people where they are, off the beaten path. And I do still believe that the more time you spend outside of your police car, the bigger difference you'll make. I remember when I first became a police officer, my uncle Don Wooten, who's deceased now, but he was the chief of police in Hot Springs Village. And I remember seeing that uniform and that squeaky gun belt. I remember his Smokey the Bear hat and his shiny boots, and I wanted to make him proud. And I know I made him proud. I know I made my mom proud, my dad proud, my kids proud. But it's with a heavy heart that I announced my retirement effective immediately today. The next few weeks, months, it will be difficult. It really will. Just imagine spending 27 years doing something that you love. And thank you everyone for your prayers, for your support. And I often say that if you show up, make sure you come back. And I've came back for the last 27 years, but I'm not disappearing. I'm not going to hide. There's a good chance you'll see me out tomorrow, back out in the community, but not in a uniform. I'm a civilian now. Thank you so much. Godspeed.
Fam, this story was a little different, but it was one I felt the need to shine light on. This really shows us how quick the tables can turn. For almost 3 decades, Officer Tommy Norman built his name as the people's cop, known worldwide for his love in the community. But now that same community is left torn. Love on one side and hate on another. There's allegations of putting hands on his wife and involvement with younger women, and an early retirement overshadow his legacy. It's a reminder that no matter how much good you do, one headline, one accusation, one choice can change everything. At the end of the day, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And for Norman, that finish might not look like the fairy tale ending many thought it'd be, but it's...
That's true, bro. Sometimes you can do so much, but one little slip up, it's over with. Yeah, let me know what y'all think about this vid. If y'all do to my channel, hit that like button, subscribe button, see how I'm sending my videos. Without further ado, man.
Is it over?
We gone.